What's up, Transformers fans? I'm Mondo, and welcome to Moonbase 84's new series, Respect the Classics. This series is kind of an evolution of our Then and Now episodes. In that series, I would feature a character's toys starting with their first release all the way up to their current figure. Now, I had a lot of fun doing that series, but ultimately what I was trying to do was find a way to review old toys, and I came up with this new series, Respect the Classics. And to kick off this new series, we're going to be taking a look at a very awesome figure, which happens to be the figure right in front of you, and he's none other than the Japanese exclusive G1 Star Saber from Transformers Victory. Star Saber was the Autobot Supreme Commander in the Japanese Transformers Victory anime. Victory was the third and final full series in Japan's continuation of G1. Besides being a strong, wise, and brave leader, like any good hero should be, of note, Star Saber is also a dad. He adopted a boy named Jan after his parents were killed in a Dino Force attack. I think adding that little aspect to his characterization is really cool. It's a very interesting concept for sure, and one not usually explored in Transformers. Star Saber is not just the Autobot Supreme Commander, he's also the leader of the Brain Masters. Now, the Brain Masters are kind of like Headmasters, except the Brain Master forms the face of the bigger robot rather than the whole head. In practice, it is a really fun play feature, which we will see with Star Saber. Star Saber's Brain Master is the Brain of Courage, which is perfect for his characterization in Transformers Victory. Now, that's just a little bit of Star Saber's history. Now let's take a look at the 1989 Transformers Victory Star Saber toy. So here we have Star Saber broken down into his smaller components, and as you might be able to guess, there is quite a bit to do with this figure. But we have his regular jet mode, we have the Brain Master of Courage, we have his gun, and we have the bigger component jet, which is called the V-Star. Sadly, I am missing the sword blade on this figure, trying to track one down. The only one I've been able to find so far is like a reproduction, and it was kind of pricey, but I'm on the hunt for a sword, his sword, to complete him. So let's start checking this guy out by checking out the Brain Master, the Brain of Courage. And very similar, as you can see, to like a Headmaster, G1 Headmaster. Get some little bit of sculpt work, a little gray head. His arms do articulate, as do his legs a little bit. And then let's take a closer look at the base jet mode, which, of course, this is an older toy, so some things, there are a lot of tight joints still on this guy, which make me happy, but some things are floppy. But you have a nice basic jet mode, all red. Decals on the wings are nice. I think there were supposed to be decals, as you can see the decals here. I think there were supposed to be some on the outside. Definitely, I think I'm going to get some toy hacks to spruce him up a little bit and to replace some of the decals that are a little worn. You get some nice gold chrome, which is a little beat on this, but like I said, older toy, but really nice jet mode. And he has the landing gear. And you can open the cockpit and put in your little Brain of Courage. I get him in there. Get him down in there. And there you go. Pretty cool. And here we have the V-Star, just like the basic jet mode. He has a lot of nice detail, sculpt work. And mine is it's not really yellowed at all. That's why I ended up going ahead and pulling the trigger on picking up this copy. I've had him for like a little bit over a year. But yeah, no yellowing on a lot of these older figures with the white plastic. Of course, there's yellowing. Here the sticker's peeling, as you can see. That's why I want to get some replacements, but they really pop, the yellow with the Autobot symbol against the blue. But yeah, I like this color scheme. Some nice details. You got his little cannons here that can rotate. Again, you got some landing gear. I like how they come down with the Autobot symbols. And then the underneath, really cool. Yeah, so really, and this guy is big and chunky as well, which I think is awesome. Now, if that wasn't cool enough, you can also combine the basic jet mode with the V-Star. So you just have to do some prep work by folding down the wings like so. So apologies there, I kind of forgot how to lock the basic jet into the V-Star. I had the wings the wrong way. I had them folded all the way in, they just fold up. But there, if I can get on camera, is your fully powered up V-Star mode. Looks really awesome. Again, you can move, the turrets. The gun, you can kind of put it here, but it's not meant to. They flop. There's the strongest point, but then you have the wing. So here we have the base jet mode transformed up into its robot body. And this is where I really like the Brainmaster gimmick. This is so fun to me. So what you do is you flip his chest panel down. I have to be very careful. I don't want to break this figure. And you place the Brain of Courage in the chest like so. If I can get him in there, please go in. Like I said, it makes me nervous. So you get him in there like so. And then he rides the little elevator up, revealing the head, which I love that gimmick. It's just so fun. We'll do it one more time. And then you want to get him out. He goes back down the elevator, falls out like so. Yeah, that is very fun. Oh, and now he's, oh no, he's not stuck. It was at a different angle. So there we have the base robot, and in this mode, he is called Saber. You can use the tip of the jet mode, which comes off. We saw that at the beginning of the video. Flip the landing gear down. Flip this. This is very floppy. That makes me nervous. But you can port it if I can get it to stay, so I can. Let's see. Without breaking. Into the arm for like a shield that is very loose. Maybe look better if it was like this way though. I don't like how loose that is. It makes me nervous, so that makes like a shield. And then of course his gun can go into his hand like so. Articulation is G1, so basically his arms, his legs he's a little floppy, but like I said, I get nervous because this, you know, these figures, these Star Saber figures aren't easy to come by. So I don't want to break it, obviously. See, if you want to give me a heart attack, that's what you can do. But we're going to just remove that because it's so floppy. But I guess you can go out like that as well if it was on camera. But yeah, he has some nice details. Again, I got to look first to see if Toy Hacks has a sex. I'm not sure what's missing or if any. Make me nervous. And there's the back, so pretty cool. So if I didn't mention it, in this mode he is known as Saber. So what's left is to get him combined with the V-Star to make Star Saber. So here we have the V-Star all prepped to become Star Saber. And basically all you do is fold up Saber like this and place him into the chest, almost like a Power Master Prime. And the thing is, you always have, there's a button in the back, you always have to make sure you hit that button to release it. So sorry about that, guys. I just started getting really nervous messing with this guy. I've messed with him a couple of times, but this time for some reason, just while filming and things like that and in between shots, he started making me really nervous and I did not want to break him. You got some sticker peel there, but anyway, this is the fully formed Star Saber and he looks awesome. Of course, might as well do some articulation because he's G1. His arms just rotate like that, but he does have elbow. Nice tight ratchets, so that's pretty cool. We'll take a closer look. So on my copy, unfortunately, the faceplate for Star Saber has got a spring mechanism, and I tried to tighten it. Well, not the spring, but this screw, because see, you can see it's pulling it back, but the spring is pushing it as well. So when I display him, I've been trying to find a solution for that. I think I'm just gonna use a little blue tack his face down like that, so that way he doesn't look jacked up like that. But there's a nice look at that face. I love that head sculpt. Very Gundam, because the guy who designed a lot of the, you know, animation for Victory went on to do Gundam. But yeah, really cool. I really love the look of Star Saber. Yeah, of course, the chest, that was the jet. Again, I need to get some stickers. I did go back and check. These are supposed to be just on the, well, what would be the inside of the plane only. I mentioned that in that mode, so they show here. But yeah, I'll have to go back and get some stickers. Again, nice and white. Not showing up as bright white on the camera, but yeah. Love those Autobot symbols. They really pop. And we'll take a closer look at the back. Kind of clean, kind of flat. You can angle the wings out like so. Mine are getting really loose, so don't want to mess with them too much. And of course, you can arm him up. Take his blaster. And then this would be the sword hilt. The sword would plug in into this slot. Again, apologies. Still, as I said, still trying to track down that sword. blade, but you pop it into here like so. It doesn't fall off and make a hot mess like it did in the other mode. Yeah, I got so nervous, you saw. I knocked them over and things. Don't like to do that. With all that being said, Takara, or even Hasbro, but I'm sure Takara would be the one in charge. We need a reissue of this guy because he's a very fun toy to play with, but very nerve-wracking when you're playing with the original because, of course, you don't want to break it. This guy is, you know, kind of rare compared to other G1 toys, so you definitely don't want to break it, especially if you have one in a decent shape, a copy in a decent shape like I do. Like I said, a little blue tack will just hold that down. But yeah, so to answer the question, do I respect this classic? Hell yes. This is probably my second favorite Transformers toy. Out of all the Transformers toys I used to have now messed around with, this toy is a lot of fun. You get a lot of playability with the Brainmaster and the base jet to become Saber, and then the V-Star to become a bigger jet, and then of course the package, you know, this total package Star Saber. And the other cool thing about this figure, for those that don't know, is that there's another figure you can get named Victory Leo that adds to this figure and becomes Victory Saber. I'm sure a lot of people watching the video know that by now because of the HasLab. But yeah, I love this figure, and if I ever decide to get a Victory Leo or am able to find a decent Victory Leo, we will come back and we will see this guy again because we'll have to form Victory Saber. And hopefully if that time happens, you know, by the time that happens, if and when, I will have the sword. With that being said, comment to let me know what you think of the G1 Transformers Victory Star Saber. And as always, thanks for docking.